All right, you guys, good morning. It would help if I would start the video unmuted. Listen, I had another video queued up for today, but the messages that I have been downloading for 2 or 3 days in a row now, early in the morning, just suggested that I just wanted to hop in here and do this more spontaneous reading for today. It's Tuesday, the 23rd of June. And I don't know about you guys, but that solstice energy over the weekend, man, there was so much powerful astrology. We had Chiron move into Taurus. We had the solstice. What else was happening? Too much. The moon was in Virgo, hitting my natal moon. Yeah, okay. But today, I was keying in on Saturn in Aries and it being triggered by the moon today. So somewhere in your chart, you are building something new, and Saturn is going to be in Aries for about 2.5 years and giving you support and encouragement to do the work to build this new life. And I am hearing a lot of birds, flocks of birds chirping, birds in the morning, and getting the references to the canary in the cage. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. But I'm just encouraging everybody to start using your voice, open your minds to an alternative story that may actually be the truth unfolding right before you. So that is certainly meant for a collective out there today. But I'm going to draw some cards. We're going to get the reading and see what else wants to come through this morning. Okay, underneath gratitude. I I love that. Shining our light, giving thanks and gratitude. And, this is a 35 card reducing to an 8. That is the number of Saturn. There is much, much, much to be grateful for, and we have done a lot of work. I'm seeing, just in that gratitude and shining that light, there is still more work to do. But just stand in this place of gratitude for this is an ancestral message I'm getting. Being here now in this moment in history, be grateful for that. You signed up for it, it's super important. Relief, okay. Protection, message, yeah, I think there is. Okay, so wow, what I'm noticing is this relief coming from the four elements, the four corners is kind of what that's signaling to me. 12 reduces to a 3. This is the number of Jupiter. Jupiter moving into Leo is going to be a big relief for a lot of people. I'm feeling that. Protection, a number 1. In some of the degree astrology that I subscribe to, 1 is Leo, 1 is the heart. And there is protection in numbers, that Leo Aquarius duality there, with the nodes coming into that and messages that are coming out. 33. All right, listen, if you're following, I'm just going to say, like, oh, no, I'm not going to say it in this video, but that 33 is just jumping out at me. I'm going to let that message kind of percolate and mature. But your voice needs to be heard. There is a message within you that needs to come out. It is okay. It is okay to speak this message. You are protected. Okay, let's Let's pull the cards. I'm just going to move these. Yeah, I'm going to have to move them up out of the way. Let's see what else wants to come through for today. Dipping into, I started mentioning that Saturn is pretty prominent, being triggered by the moon today. The moon actually is in Libra, going to be marching towards Scorpio over the weekend. That moon's going to be in Saturday night is a great date night. Just put a pin in that. And then we're going to have, marching on towards that Capricorn full moon. So Saturn's going to have her day, and some cards are wanting to fall out. We'll see what those are, but we'll see if they have relevance. Queen of Wands, Two of Swords. Let's see. One more shuffle. All right, let's get after it. Sorry for the shaking. Yeah, it's a little too early to be beautified, so we're just going to get to it here. King of Wands. Okay. Bold, taking action, the card of Leo. This is the strength card. I love it. Collective feeling, bold, encouraged, and ready to take some action. Five of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. Page of Cups, Page of Swords, Nine of Swords. Ooh, Seven of Swords. This card came out in yesterday's reading. Queen of Pentacles, Six of Cups. Turning our back, rejecting the rejection in our life is what I see here. The King of Wands taking action to move away from this mindset of being left out, and perhaps that being left out or put out by what we think is, well, this is very much being put outside of a society norm, or not fitting in, being left out, being shut out. And King of Wands is turning their back on that and taking action against it. This is kind of the relief and protection up here. There is protection in rejecting this message of lack, the message of you're not good enough, the message of being damaged. And this has been a mindset we've had for a while, the past 5 years at least. But collective is standing up and pushing back on that. Seven of Wands energy. We are standing our ground, right? There is a fracture here, pushing away from anything that doesn't support us, anything that's not meant to be on our path. This message has been coming, this card has been coming through a lot as well, this Page of Cups energy. So definitely messages coming in through our intuition. We are in Cancer season. That was the other thing that happened over the weekend. We went to Cancer season, and oh my goodness. And the moon triggering my moon. Lots of messages, downloads, and messages I know that have been coming in about our past. And a rebalancing that's happening. We're walking away from this worry, this deceit, and finding a new truth. The amount, the birds again. I was going to say, if I could just impress upon you to listen for the birds. There are messages coming in, intuitively bubbling up, and as above, so below. At least for me, the winds of change are blowing in, blowing away this worry, this deceit, that is somewhat self-imposed. we are walking away from all of that and building something completely new in a nurturing, tangible way. Let's see what else Spirit wants to bring through. The only way we can, I'm getting a couple more downloads here I want to get out. Overall theme, the message is the relief and protection time is now. And how we remain grounded is to stay in gratitude. Okay. Being able to see clearly that these old structures that have made us feel small and lonely in relationship, whether, what came through just now is the divine feminine voice that keeps coming up and coming up. And, I spent a lot of time in the corporate world, and coming up that ladder in the 80s and 90s was incredibly difficult. And, you had to really wear that bitch armor. And that is hard. That is not necessarily how female leadership is meant to be. And then, having to step away from a career to raise a family and then come back and balance that, and the hit to my career that I did not see happening in the lives of my male counterparts, and I was just, I think this is a theme that again runs through in so many other ways, not just in a career, but in a family structure. You're assigned a certain place in the birth order, and you just get labeled a certain way. And no matter what you do, go out into the world in action. Sometimes you come back to these family structures, and it's like they're pulling you back to a mindset of lack and a small voice or not a voice at all. I know that came through very clearly in yesterday's message. But individually and collectively, we are pushing back on that. We've been fed bullshit too much. And again, I'm noticing this crack coming up here. This very much is reminiscent of the moon card and the emotions coming up, and you just can't unsee shit anymore. You can't unfeel shit anymore. And so kind of pushing away from that. And, the fracture that's happening here in this part of the ground is already fallen away, right? How we are going to usher in any kind of meaningful change is tapping into feelings and intuition. We all know that, or I don't think we all know. I think there are a lot of people waking up very upset and confused about what is going on and not having a single clue about this spiritual path and this great awakening that is happening. But little by little, they're tying together their thoughts and their emotions, right? At the center of the reading here is this Page of Swords. This is, to me, the ideas that are coming in need some percolating, some maturity yet. But still, we're being asked to, no matter how small we feel, it is time to speak up. Like the flocks are gathering, the tribes are coming together. The winds of change are blowing in. I'm going to clarify that. This is the energy of right now. There are a lot of us still in this fear mindset, and you cannot create from this place of fear. We know we've been deceived. This is the unconscious energy of the collective, just knows there is a scheme to deceive that has been going on for a very long time. But the future that's on offer, we are building something completely new from a completely different mindset. And I'm just noticing right now these beautiful cardinals that are crowning her, singing. I don't think I ever quite noticed that before. No, I'm sure I haven't. That is lovely. And the advice from Spirit, 6 of Cups. We are examining the long-term patterns, routines, relationships that got us here. And returning back to a time when well, I got stuck in a thought there from Spirit, or kind of an image that came through, where I see that, we're returning to these are familiar remnants of the past, but this isn't like this lifetime. These are remnants to a past of a lifetime that we can't exactly see. We're not sure. I'm just noticing her one little foot is the only foot we see of the two of them, right? Where the lesser one is stepping in. The lesser one is now creating some new pattern or cycle that is very much nostalgically deeply tied to them. Let's see if we can get some clarity around that. Tell me more about this advice card, the 6 of Cups from Spirit. So much coming out in the news lately. It is just mind-blowing. But again, we're turning our back and actioning. We know our worth, we know our value. We know we've been deceived. And we know it's got to end. This cycle is ending. We're building the new earth. Passion, love. Tell me more about the 6 of Cups, please. More about the 6 of Cups, please. One more, and then we'll draw a card. Ooh, okay. Yep. Balancing. Lower octave here of the Justice card. Yeah, I'm seeing that those that were breadcrumbed, that table is turning. To come out. Healing star card. Aquarius energy. That North Node shift into Aquarius is going to be very important. That's coming, I believe, July. Spirit says yes. And for a period of the next year. This new balancing of the lesser being lifted up and healed. So if you felt lesser in work, anywhere, relationships, religion, just in the world in general, that's all being rebalanced. And underneath Page of Wands, I love that. We'll take that too. The only one missing now is, do we not have, no, we have all 4 pages. Wow. Completely, I mean, it's as if the Fool card and or Magician have both shown up. Completely new, fresh energy. All of the elements represented in this fresh new beginning phases. Be easy on yourself, y'all. I was, I moved this card going, I think there's a bird on this card, and sure enough, there it is. Those are the 7 Pleiades stars. Again, messages coming in. Listen, they are coming in. So many messages in all areas of our life. It might feel a little overwhelming, but the balancing is happening today as well. Just have to, it's subtle. You're going to have to just listen. I'm going to see what else is underneath here. 7 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. So 7 of Pentacles is, we know we have worked on some things. Some have been fruitful, some have not. The next card, what follows this in tarot, is the 8 of Pentacles, where after we've seen the harvest and where our energies have been fruitful, where they have been wasted, we can give gratitude, right, as always. And in the 8 of Pentacles, we really start honing the fine tuning of our skills. Again, that Aries energy working towards something tangible in the future. And what is that? 10 of Cups. This came through in the reading with a different deck even. And again, I'm going to suggest that this leaning into the universe has your back. Chiron is here, building different in Taurus now. And the rainbow bridge of compassion and healing is happening, y'all. You have to stay in faith. You have to stay in joy, right? In amusement. Stay as a child. Stay open that the universe is balancing this out. And it's going to be over the course of the next year, really. I need to get the solstice readings out. Those were super fun to do. And let me take a drink here, sorry. But, well, that didn't work. Excuse me. Part of those readings for the solstice for each of the zodiac signs were very much about the next 3 months, July, August, and September, solstice energy from now until December 21st, when here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're going to have the winter solstice. That energy of the sun is kind of waning down and then she'll grow again. But with everything else that was happening with the astrology and what it kind of is ushering in and just baked into it, so much happening coming up in July with the Barbeau basket and getting ready for eclipse season. I could go on and on, yakety yak, 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 yak. And the nodal shift that's happening, but the next year for sure, from this time till the end of June next year, watch as the messages come in where every part of your life can change for the better. Every part of your life can change for the better. Tap into the Saturn energy, find out where Aries is in your chart. Don't feel bad about rejecting the people, the mindset, the institutions that have made you feel small, less than, held back, like you don't have a voice. The messages of the birds that are coming through is like collectively everyone has to start speaking up with compassion, right? And leading in every part of their life, in the small little ripples in your life, you will affect another person that has an effect on another person, right? That butterfly effect. I know this is more of a moth energy, which is a message kind more closely related to um, it is still a message of transformation. Um, I'm going to put in the notes what's kind of coming through on this because the moth has a little bit different. And this card here is definitely that. And I might touch on that 33, but 33 certainly is a master number. So even though the messages that are coming in seem small, they are for mastery. They are these kind of master level messages that are coming in right now for the collective. The protection and the relief is here. Don't doubt that. This period of worry and deceit is over, okay? It is over. And we're all moving towards this more balanced and healed collective. But you've got at least 1 year. And when I mentioned Saturn, Saturn has about a 2.5, maybe 2 year and 3 month cycle. So what you're building now, be patient with yourself and be kind with yourself. It's not meant to be solved overnight, especially if it's going to be done right. Okay, I think that is going to do it for today. You know what? I just heard, let's do one little sacred forest oracle to send us on our way. I do love these little cards. Again, the Denise Lynn Sacred Forest Oracle deck. What is the portal oracle that we can tap into today? Tapping into today. Send these peeps off. As always, stay salty, my friends. Stay open, but stay salty. Open mind. And salty. Salty attitude, maybe? Okay. Spirit wants to go. Okay. Storm spirit, chaos. We're not going to stand on that alone. What's underneath supporting us? The daffodil fairy of new beginnings. Oh, look at that. Phoenix and transformation. We'll take you too. Let's dip into this storm. If you live in the Midwest as I do, okay, so 42 reduces to a 6. That's the number of Venus. I love that energy. I love that energy. And in the back, look at this. I thought that was a tower, but you see it's almost like the hermit image kind of coming in and that light shining there. What is the storm spirit oracle bringing in? This is a 42. The fierce and massive storm has overtaken the forest. Trees are whipping back and forth. A torrent of rain pounds your head and shoulders. Crashes of thunder shake the earth as ragged shards of lightning illuminate the dark woods. This card acknowledges potential chaos or the need for chaos as an activator for healing in your life. Spiritual chaos allows the dissolution of outmoded beliefs, so expansive, energetic life force energy can fill your life. If you are experiencing upheaval right now, oh my word, are we not? Then the underlying energy is restorative. Embrace it rather than deny or suppress it. You are being healed on all levels. Hello, Star Card. Of course, take the time to find the calm in the storm, but also understand that the chaos can be beneficial in many ways. It can activate your creative life force. Alternatively, if your life is too calm to the point of being stagnant, this card suggests that it might be time to create some chaos in your life. Try doing things a little differently, stepping out of old routines. Hello, I want you to embrace all this page energy. Although many may assume that nothing good comes from a massive storm, every part of nature has a valve. The spirit of storm says, shed out moted thinking and self-imposed blockages. I'm going to pull that card back out. Tear down walls of self-imposed limitations. Step into chaos and embrace it, rather than trying to suppress it and do the unexpected. Hello, Uranus, also on the move this week. Well, you will hear me say over and over and over again, embrace the tower. In that moment of that tower is the seed of your healing. And Storm Spirit is here today reinforcing that. I'm not going to read these two out loud, but Daffodil Fairy of New Beginnings. This is a springtime energy, but it's a 10. Okay, that's a manifestation card. So new beginnings, manifesting your long-term dreams in this Taurus energy with Chiron there, the healing that's available even through the chaos will manifest long-term structures and tangible things in our life. We are transforming and becoming the Phoenix. This is a 29 card reducing to an 11. 11 is the number of Chiron. Chiron is Virgo energy. It is what we become through what we do every day in the small little habits of our life. Okay, in all these little small ways, in our thoughts, our tiny actions, how we brush our teeth or not, how we make regular checkups, how we internally motivate ourselves and talk to ourselves. Are we compassionate? Are we kind? Are we loving to ourselves? All of that is transforming and transmuting. And in that, giving us voice and rebalancing so much of the structures, going from the masculine to the feminine. So embrace that energy for today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. As always, you can book a reading with me. I have a link in the description box below. And thank you for watching. I hope you'll like, subscribe, all the things, you know. Promote this video if you can. They say that if it gets promoted in the first week, it picks up traction. Of course, I am trying to build this channel. So anything you can do to help grow a little channel, sprinkle a little water on this space of the internet, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, you all. Mwah, mwah. Much love to you. Until next time. Bye-bye.